Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sean Wayne and today, pag-usapan naman natin kung bakit hanggang ngayon hindi nila tinitigilan o iniintindi ng maayos itong naging desisyon ng Supreme Court laban sa impeachment ni Vice President Sara Duterte, no? Anyway, even before we start discussing this, panoorin muna natin itong naging statement ni spokesperson Attorney Ting. Okay guys, it's been days, no? It's been days since kung titingnan nga natin 'tong video na ito. Ito po ay na-upload about 6 days ago. And still people are crying over spilled milk, 'di ba? Ito na yung nagpa-game over ng lahat-lahat ng haka-haka in the first place, no? Number one, for the last couple of days, napakaingay, no? Napakaingay ng prosecution team sa House of Representatives since sila po ay nakabalik from their hiatus, no? From 19th Congress, now going to the 20th Congress. As soon as nakabalik sila, nagkaroon sila ng bagong speaker, dalawa pa ang kanilang speaker. Number one, may speaker sila sa House, which is si Attorney Fiona Abante. Pangalawa, nakakalimutan ko na pangalan, Princess nga pala pangalan, mukha kasing Fiona, eh. Yung pangalawa, meron silang si Prince Charming na spokesperson din ng, um, tawag dito, ng prosecution team, 'no, ng House of Representative. Alam naman nila na even before pa yata, if I'm not mistaken, even before or after nag-file ng petisyon si VP Sara at sila Attorney Israel Totorion together with Attorney Jimmy Bondo, yung petition, 'no, nag-file sila ng petition for certiorari para ma-review mismo ng Supreme Court kung ano ang nakikitang violation ng defense team at saka nila Attorney Torion diyaan sa articles of impeachment. Yung mula sa proseso, nilalaman, at kung ano-ano pa. So it actually took them time. No? It took some time for the Supreme Court to review and make a decision out of that petition. 'Di ba? Hmm. And sinabi na rin ni VP Sara, just in case nakakalimutan niyo na, sinabi ni VP Sara matuloy man o hindi ang impeachment trial. Lahat ng nasa articles of impeachment ay kanyang sasagutin kung hindi daw po matutuloy yung impeachment trial. 'Di ba? So ngayon, balikan natin at pakinggan natin itong naging desisyon ng ng Supreme Court kung bakit nga nila tinawag 'tong unconstitutional at saka merong naging problema or defect pagdating sa due process ni VP Sara. Uulit-ulitin natin 'to. Ulit-ulitin natin 'to guys. Alam niyo kung bakit? Para mas lalong, alam mo yung matauhan yung mga tao na galit at hindi naging pabor sa kanila yung naging desisyon ng Supreme Court kaya panay ang kanilang pagbabatikos.
2025, the Supreme Court en banc declared the articles of impeachment.
Guys, again, sinabi ko na ito sa ilan sa mga video ko, pag sinabing en banc, lahat po ng justices ang nagsama-sama diyan. Yan yung ibig sabihin ng en banc. Okay? Meron kasi mga per division yang mga yan. Pero pag en banc na, lahat sila magkakasama na nag-decide tungkol diyan.
Against Vice President Sara Duterte unconstitutional, noting that it is barred by the one-year rule under Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 5 of the Constitution, and that it violates the right to due process enshrined in the Bill of Rights. Therefore, the Senate could not acquire jurisdiction over the impeachment proceedings.
Guys, Sa first 30 seconds pa lang ng video na 'to, malinaw na malinaw na, kahit hindi na natin 'to tapusin. Basically, binigay lang naman dito ni Attorney Ting, 'no, the spokesperson, yung mga nilalaman, 'no, yung mga importanteng part ng 97 pages decision ng Supreme Court tungkol dito. I haven't read it, but I'm really interested to go over it. Gustong-gusto ko siyang basahin. Hindi dahil siya ay issue, ni Vice President Sara Duterte, but this will eventually be used maybe in the future. Kung same scenario or same set of facts or scenario yung mangyayari sa iba pang impeachable officers.
However, the court said it is not absolving Vice President Duterte from any of the charges against her.
Okay. So, para sa kanila, malinaw na sinabi ng Supreme Court ito. Unconstitutional at may violation ng due process ni VP Sara. Pero hindi ina-absolve yung any potential liability, no, whether civil, administrative, or criminal liability ni VP Sara doon sa mga sinasabi nila diyan sa article of impeachment. Let's say, for example, nakapag-file na po sila ng sa ombudsman, nakapag-file na po sila sa DOJ through NBI. Okay? Yung death threat di umano or yung threat, I don't know what they called it, yung threat umano, no, sa mag-asawang Marcos at saka kay Tambaluslos. Na pag namatay daw si VP Sara, siya daw po ay tawag dito, nag-hire na ng puwede ring gumanti para sa kanya. Yun yung kanyang sinasabi. Pero pagkakatandaan ninyo po, 'no, 'pag ang isang tao, kailan nai-extinguish ang isang criminal liability ng tao? Alam niyo ba kung kailan? Isa diyaan yung 'pag siya ay patay na. So, kung iisipin mo nga naman logically, kung meron ngang kung napatay nga si VP Sara at kung totoo man na may hinire siya na assassinate, mag-a-assassinate dito sa tatlong 'to. Do you really think magkakaroon pa siya ng criminal liability kung siya ay patay na? Siyempre wala na. Sino pang magiging suspect ninyo? Pero at least alam niyo na kung mamatay man, ito lang yung iisipin natin diyan, eh. Kung may mangyaring masama kay VP Sara at yun ang magiging dahilan ng kanyang pagkamatay, ilang tao lang ang puwede nating isipin na possible na suspect ng kanyang pagkamatay. Yun lang din yun. 'Di ba? Tuloy tayo.
But any subsequent impeachment complaint may only be filed starting February 6, 2026. The case stemmed from 4 impeachment complaints against Vice President Duterte. The first 3 were filed before.
Ito ang hindi ko maintindihan, 'no. They're trying to educate the Supreme Court, 'no, on how, especially with this, with an interview. I watched the interview of, Attorney Abante, and I don't know kung saan niya nakuha yung pinakamagaling niyang utak for her to educate the Supreme Court, when in fact it was already explained here. Dito lang sa ano na 'to, sa speech na sa ano lang na 'to, sa press briefing ni spokesperson, 'di ba? Pero meron pa rin, igigit pa rin ni Attorney Princess Abante ang kanyang interpretasyon doon sa mga bagay-bagay na iba ang pagkaka-interpret po ng Supreme Court.
The House by private individuals and different groups on December 2, 4, and 19 in 2024. A fourth complaint was lodged by a resolution approved by more than 1/3 of the House members of the 19th Congress on February 5, 2025.
Natatawa pa ako dun sa interview na yun, guys, 'no. Ginigit pa ni Princess Abante, 'no, ni Attorney, Abante, na wala naman daw naka-indicate dun. Hindi po lahat ng bagay, like say for example kami, sa totoo lang puwede naman kami magbasa ng CODAL, then annotated book, and then mga bar reviewers. 'Di namin kailangang professor. 'Di ba? Hindi na namin kailangan mo pumasok ng school, hindi na namin kailangan ng mga professors. Aaralin na lang namin 'yun, babasahin na lang din namin 'yun, then iisipin na lang namin how it will apply. Pero 'pag nandiyan na yung professor mo, iba yung way nila for you to understand para saan 'tong rule na 'to, para saan 'tong rule na 'to, para saan 'tong provisions na 'to, saan nag-a-apply itong mga 'to at ganito, ganyan, gano'n. Ano ang mga importanteng parte ng ganito, ganyan, ganyan. So, ibig sabihin 'no, even if nagbabasa ka ng mga caudals mo, annotated books mo from law school or annotated books from known, author ng law books at saka mga bar reviewers, even mga bar questions. 'Pag yung mga lawyer professors mo na, yung nagbibigay ng explanation at interpretation dun sa mga nababasa mo, mas dun mo naiintindihan comprehensively kung ano ibig sabihin ng mga provision na yun at saan at bakit nag-a-apply siya lang doon, 'di ba? Kaya nga nangyayari nagkakaroon ng maraming interpretasyon ang mga provisions ng batas. Kaya at the end of the day, pinapasa mo 'yan sa mga higher courts. Say for example, nag-file ng nag-file ka ng kaso sa RTC, natalo ka. Oh, iakyat mo ngayon 'yan sa ano, sa susunod na higher court, susunod na higher court. Kung hindi ka masaya sa magiging desisyon ng appellate court mo, 'di umakyat ka sa Supreme Court. Then the Supreme Court 'no, normally 'no, malaki ang mga chances that the Supreme Court will agree with the CA or with the RTC. Maraming cases na mag-a-agree sila ng ganyan, 'di ba? Sa lahat ng mga nababasa mong case, marami na ako nadadaanan dun na hindi nila 'no, bihira lang ako nakakabasa ng case na nire-remand ang isang kaso. Siguro kung may nabasa akong 50, dalawa doon may remand or at least isa. Isa or dalawa, masuwerte na ako kung dalawa yung na makikita ko. Alam mo ba kung bakit namin binabasa mga jurisprudence? Simpleng-simple lang. Kasi isa sila sa nagiging source ng batas. Maliban dun sa mga Republic Act na nababasa natin. 'Di ba?
which was transmitted as the articles of impeachment to the Senate on the same day. This was followed by two petitions filed before the Supreme Court challenging its constitutionality. The Supreme Court decision, written by Senior Associate Justice Marvick MBF Leonen, ruled that all legal issues involving impeachment proceedings are subject to judicial review, considering the nature of the offices and the institutions that are subject to impeachment, its effect on the independence of constitutional departments and organs, and its nature as a constitutional process. The impeachment process is primarily a legal and constitutional procedure, but with political characteristics. It may be sui generis, but it is not a purely political proceeding.
Narinig niyo? It may be sui generis. Pakinggan niyo mabuti,
But with political characteristics is primarily a legal and constitutional procedure,
Primarily a legal and constitutional procedure,
but with political characteristics.
but with political characteristics ang impeachment.
It may be sui generis, but it is not a purely political proceeding.
It may be sui generis but not political proceedings. Malinaw, 'di ba? I don't recall kung sino yung nagsabi ang nagpupumilit that um, itong impeachment daw na ano, is sui generis. Yes, nag-agree naman tayo diyan. Pero malinaw na sinasabi rito ni Attorney Ting. Ulitin natin. Pakinggan niyo mabuti,
May be sui generis, but it is not a purely political proceeding.
May malabo pa ba dyan? Tuloy tayo.
This means that the Bill of Rights, especially the Due Process Clause and the right to speedy disposition of cases, applies to the entire impeachment process.
Ito yung nakakatawa no, nung pinapakinggan ko nga yung interview ni Attorney Abante. Lawyer na yan I understand, no? Sabi nga nila, one of the things that I've been hearing a lot, no, as a law student, kasalanang mortal ang alamin mo na alam mo ang lahat. I understand na may mga bagay na may mga bagay na kailangan niya pang malaman. And this is something new to all of us, 'di ba? Why is it is very important for lawyers, non-lawyers, and law students to fully understand etong mga ganitong klaseng pag-i-interpret, 'di ba? Say for example, if you recall, 'di ba, nagkaroon ng sagutan itong si Coco Pimentel at saka si Senator Francis Tolentino. Okay, pareho na silang walang ano. So dapat palakpakan natin diyan si Attorney Francis because part of what he said were already something na ina-expect natin dito.
It said, although the court does not determine whether an impeachable officer may be removed or disqualified from political office, it emphasized that it has the duty to construe the process mandated in the Constitution. In declaring that the articles of impeachment were barred by the one-year rule, the decision differentiated the first three complaints from the fourth complaint. The first three, it said, were filed under Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 2 of the Constitution, which allows any citizen to file a verified complaint with an endorsement by any House member. The fourth one was through Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 4 of the Constitution, through a verified complaint or resolution filed by at least one-third of the House members. The court took note that the House and the 19th Congress did not act on the first three endorsed complaints, which were considered terminated or dismissed upon adjournment of the House. The three impeachment complaints were archived and therefore deemed terminated or dismissed on February 5, 2025. Therefore, no new impeachment complaint, if any, may be commenced earlier than February 6, 2026, the Supreme Court held. Under Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 5 of the Constitution, no impeachment proceedings shall be initiated against the same official more than once within a period of 1 year. According to the decision, the one-year bar is reckoned from the time an impeachment complaint is dismissed or is no longer viable.
When the future first arrives, we often don't recognize it. Interactive Brokers founder Thomas Petterf.
A key issue in the petitions is whether the House complied with the 10-session day requirement under the Constitution for including a verified impeachment complaint in the order of business of the House.
Okay, this is one of the reasons why, number one, the Senate were asking for the certification. And time again, Senator Jesus Escudero was clarifying. It's not clarifying, I'm sorry for the word, but reiterating. Di ba? Time and time again, Senator Jesus Escudero was reiterating yung tungkol sa bagay na yan. And yet nobody from the House of Representatives understand that. Gusto nga nila, sabi nga ni Luis Ro, they want clarification about the requirements of Senator Alan Cayetano's Senator Alan Cayetano certification to state na sinunod nga nila yung tamang proseso. Even before po nila ipinadala yung articles of impeachment papunta sa Senado. Kung sinunod ba. Did they provided the certificate? They were asking for 2 certification eh. I think they were only to provide 1 eh. Kaya hindi nga sabi ni, 'di ba, nagbabangay nga yung mga spokesperson diyan. Gawin niyo na lang yung second certification na makausad na tayo pare-pareho. It was about that. 'Di ba yung proseso? Nasunod ba yung tamang proseso? Which is unfortunately hindi. And then nung pinapasagot na sila, anong sabi ng Supreme Court ay ng tawag dito, ng Senado? Hayaan po natin ng House of Representative. Kasi hindi pa nga nag-uumpisa naman sa amin ng ang trial eh. Hindi pa po kami nagko-convene. Hindi pa po kami nag-uumpisa ng kahit ano. Kaya mas maganda po na ang tanungin ninyo is kung ano man yung katanungan ng Supreme Court ay ang House of Representative. There were 4 parts, no? There were 4 questions ang hindi po nasagot o ayaw sagutin ng House of Representative. So they were able to land into this decision. Tapos sasabihin ni Abante yung facts. No? May erroneous facts daw. Erroneous daw yung facts sa pinagdesisyonan ni binigyan kayo ng opportunity na sumagot, 'di ba? Anong ginawa niyo? Oo nga, may mga sinagot kayo pero meron kayong nilaktawan. Which is yun yung mga very crucial na questions na kailangan niyo sagutin. Ngayon na nagdesisyon na yung Supreme Court, nagkaganyan na kayo. Tuloy tayo.
The court ruled that the House was able to comply with the requirement by putting the 3 endorsed impeachment complaints in the order of business of the House of Representatives, since a session day is not equivalent to a calendar day. It is a period that starts from a call to order until the session is adjourned, regardless of the passage of time. However, the court reminded the House that Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 2 of the Constitution clearly requires that a verified impeachment complaint be immediately put in the order of business within 10 session days from its endorsement.
So, ang tanong, nangyari ba yun? Of course not. We know exactly what happened. There were a lot of interviews happening in the first half of that day, in the fine day of February. And then, pagdating ng hapon, pinasa na sa Do you really think mangyayari? Mukha bang may 10 days na nangyari? Mukha bang may 3 days na nangyari? Wala.
The Constitution does not grant either the Secretary General or the Speaker of the House any discretion to determine when this period commences. Consequently, the House of Representatives is not granted any discretion except to refer these matters to the proper committee within 3 session days. However, the House may opt to consolidate all impeachment complaints properly commenced and endorsed within these periods.
Sasabihin nila, tapos palalabasin nila na hindi naging patas sa Supreme Court. Ayan. Ano sinabi?
Commenced and endorsed opt to consolidate all in place. However, the House may opt to consolidate all impeachment complaints properly commenced and endorsed within these periods.
So, saan naging mali ang Supreme Court? They were given, even in the same document, in the same jurisprudence, they were given options. Pero bakit hindi nila yun ginawa? Some says that yung first three impeachment complaint laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte ay may hina, kaya nagkaroon sila ng pang-apat. E di kung saan ang ginawa ninyo, yung pang-apat na yan, no? Pinagsama-sama niyo na itong tatlo. Pero paano nga mangyayari yun? Kasi may pagitan, if I'm not mistaken, may pagitan na 2 months. Yung last impeachment complaint at saka itong fourth one.
The court also determined that due process applies to the impeachment process. It laid down the following due process requirements in impeachment proceedings. First, the articles of impeachment or resolution must include evidence when shared with the House members, especially those who are considering its endorsement. Second, the evidence should be sufficient to prove the charges in the articles of impeachment. Third, the articles of impeachment and the supporting evidence should be available to all members of the House of Representatives, not only to those who are being considered to endorse. Fourth, the respondent in the impeachment complaint should have been given a chance to be heard on the articles of impeachment and the supporting evidence to prove the charges prior to its transmittal to the Senate, despite the number of endorsements from House members. The House of Representatives must be given reasonable time to reach their independent decision of whether they will endorse an impeachment complaint. The court, however, has the power to review whether this period is sufficient, but petitioner, who invokes the court's power to review, should prove that officials failed to perform their duties properly.
And they were able to do that. Diba? The defense team of Vice President Sara Duterte and Attorney Torion and Attorney Bondoc, no, they were able to prove that.
Sixth, the basis of any charge must be for impeachable acts or omissions committed in relation to their office and during the current term of the impeachable officer. For the President and
Current term of the impeachable officer. Pero kung matatandaan nyo, yung tungkol sa bank account ni VP Sara, no? Nung mayor pa siya. Or should I say, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. They even dragged VP Sara, no? While she was a mayor. Impeachable ba? Impeachable position ba yun? Hindi naman
Vice President, these acts must be sufficiently grave, amounting to the crimes described in Article 11, Section 2, or a betrayal of public trust given by the majority of the electorate. For the other impeachable officers, the act must be sufficiently grave that they undermine and outweigh the respect for their constitutional independence and autonomy. And seventh, to ensure that respondent in the impeachment complaint is heard under the requirements of due process in the procedure under Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 4, the House of Representatives is required to A. Provide a copy of the articles of impeachment and its accompanying evidence to the respondent to give him or her an opportunity to respond within a reasonable period to be determined by the House rules.
Nangyari ba yun? Of course not.
The Constitution only requires an opportunity to be heard. It is up to the respondent to waive this fundamental right and opt to present his or her evidence at the Senate trial. And B, make the articles of impeachment with its accompanying evidence and the comment of the respondent available to all members of the House of Representatives. It is the House, not 1/3 of the House, that has the sole prerogative to initiate impeachment complaints.
Nangyari ba yan? Hindi rin.
Thus, there must be some modicum of deliberations so that each member representing their constituents can be heard and thus convince others of their position. The transmittal will only take place upon the qualified vote of 1/3 of the House.
Imagine. So, ibig sabihin, maraming bagay ang hindi nangyari. Diba? Hindi yun na-send sa lahat. No, hindi lang doon sa 1/3 nagboboto, pero sa lahat. Diba? Ito yung sinasabi nga ng iba na nirailroad talaga. Yung impeachment complaint na yan. No?
We quote from the final note of the unanimous decision. It is not our duty to favor any political result. Ours is to ensure that politics are framed within the rule of just law.
Ulitin natin na yung sinabi. Ang ganda ng pagkakasulat ni, ni Justice Leonen dito. Galit na galit pa naman si Gadon dyan.
It's not our duty to favor any political result.
It is not their duty to favor any political result. Pero sinasabi ni Larry Gadon na tuta daw ng mga Duterte itong Supreme Court.
Ours is to ensure that politics are framed within the rule of just law. We cannot concede
Unfortunately, hindi naman talaga yun yung nangyayari natin, ano? Hindi naman talaga yun yung nangyayari. Itong mga anti-Duterte, anti-Sara, hindi nila gustong ma-impeach si Sara Duterte because of accountability. Ayaw lang niya sa kanya eh. And I'm not the first person who said that. I've heard it from someone else. Nakikita natin yun sa mga comment section. Hindi ito for accountability purpose or reason. Because obviously, they single out Vice President Sara Duterte. Gusto nila ma-impeach si Sara Duterte pero hindi nila ginagalaw si Bongbong Marcos. 'Di ba? I-impeach ba nila si Bongbong Marcos? Hindi. I also remember one comment coming from Duterte Youth Party List Chairman Ronald Cardema. Pinapasa nila yung impeachment complaint laban kay Bongbong Marcos. Ayaw tanggapin ng Secretary General ng House of Representatives. Bakit din? 'Di ba? Pwede ba na hindi tanggapin ng House of Representatives ang isang impeachment complaint laban kay Bongbong Marcos? Hindi. 'Di ba sabi nga nila, duty daw nila ang tanggapin yung mga impeachment complaint. Pero nung pagdating na kay Bongbong Marcos, inaayawan na nila ayon kay Sir Cardema. See? The impeachment complaint is not about rule of law. It's really about politics. You know? Gaya ng ginawa nila kay Chief Justice Corona. It's not about the rule of law. It's only about politics. Because eventually, kinamatayan na ni Justice Corona yung hustisya niya. He was acquitted. Diba? He was acquitted.
the sobriety of fairness inherent in due process of law to the passions of a political moment. Our fundamental law is clear. The end does not justify the means. We understand our history. We have learned that in the past, momentary desires to do what is convenient and concede means to ends have inadvertently created precedents that weaken the succor of law for those who dissent, or those at our society's margins, or those who may have fallen out of grace from the powers that be. We have learned that the clash of political interests in the past, often disguised by noble intentions, has obscured the need to address the real problems of corruption, inequality, poverty, and disempowerment faced by our people. We will not allow that to happen again. We will not hesitate to declare what is legal, just, and right for our people. There is a right way to do the right thing at the right time. This is what the rule of just law means. This is what fairness or due process of law means, even for impeachment. End of quote. The Supreme Court's ruling is immediately executory. It shall be deemed served on the petitioners and released upon publication in the Supreme Court website and receipt of the parties of their digital copy in accordance with the guidelines.
Okay, guys. Ngayon, here's the thing about that. It's very simple. I agree with what Attorney Libayan have said. I agree with Attorney Nilabayan have said. I also agree with what Senate President Jesus Escudero uttered about this. Sundin ang utos ng Supreme Court. na walang jurisdiction ang impeachment trial dahil nga ito ay na-declare na unconstitutional at the same time merong paglabag sa due process. Malinaw, 'di ba? Malinaw na malinaw. Balikan natin yung sinabi ni dating Senador Drilon. Balikan natin yung sinabi ni Attorney Macalintal. Balikan natin yung sinabi ni ni dating Senador Francis Tolentino. Tama naman lahat ng sinabi nila eh. And the jurisprudence was written in plain English. Napakadaling intindihin. Ang sarap ng basahin siguro nito. Diba? Ganun ka plain and simple mag-explain si Justice Leonen. Pero bakit ipinagpipilitan ng ibang mga Pilipino yung gusto nila na ituloy impeachment trial? Ano sabi ni Senator Chis Escudero? Magkakaroon tayo ng constitutional crisis. Kung ipipilit niyo yung gusto niyo. Diba? At sa lahat ng mga anti-Duterte, pakinggan niyo ito ng paulit-ulit eh. Pakinggan niyo lang ng paulit-ulit. Maliliwanagan yung mga bituka niyo. Kung lahat nga ng maestrado, no? Lahat ng maestrado, kung anong sinasabi ng Supreme Court, sinusunod nila. Diba? I think I read this from, kanina ko pa nabasa to. I think kay Sir Rob Rances or kay Tia Moreno. Ano daw difference ng mga justices ng Supreme Court at saka ng mga kongresista? Isa lang. Ang mga justices daw aral. Meron sa kanilang requirements. Samantalang, ang mga kongresista, they only need to read and write. Unfortunately, even the lawyers cannot even comprehend that. Kahit abogado kayo, no? Or kahit kongresista kayo, abogado pa rin kayo at the end of the day. Hindi niyan matatanggal sa mga balikat ninyo. At number 1 sinasabi at itinuturo sa atin sa law school, regardless kung nag-agree ka o hindi sa desisyon ng Supreme Court, you have to follow whatever it is or whatever order, no, ang ibinababa ng Supreme Court. Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na may mali. Alam, sa totoo lang, ngayon lang ako, sa ilang taon ko nag-aaral na sa law school, ngayon lang po ako nakakita ng mga hindi justices ng Supreme Court pero na mas nagmamagaling sa kanila. Kung papakinggan nyo nga yung mga oral arguments nila kasama si Soljan Guevara. Halos hindi makalusot-lusot si Soljan Guevara sa mga binabato sa kanya ng mga justices. Kayo pa nung hindi kayo nakapag-aral ng law? Yan na lang yung bare minimum At least nakapag-aral sana kayo ng law. Na magmamatigas kayo sa Supreme Court. Ngayon, kung feeling nyo mas magaling kayo sa mga justices na nag-aral ng napakatagal-tagal, abay palitan nyo sila kung kayo ay qualify. Diba? I know a lot of people who tried to apply for either justice or a judge. It took them so many years before sila nakakapag-apply. May number of years of requirement din, lalong-lalo na sa mga justices. Hindi porket nag-abogado ka ngayon, bukas pwede ka na maging justice. Of course not. Diba? Of course not. Hindi ganun ang kalakaran. no? Kahit meron na na-file ng petition for indirect contempt of court. May mga tao rin talaga na alam mong hindi for the rule of law eh. Ginagamit na lang nila yung salitang this person has to be accountable, this person has to be like this, like that, and shit it. Kung ano pa yung mga shitty nilang reason, di ba? Sa mga taong nag-iisip, sa mga Pilipinong nag-iisip, alam natin kung ano yung totoo. This is not about accountability. This is about elimination. And we perfectly know that. We were not born yesterday. These people think that we're naive, we're stupid, we're idiots. Hindi, no? We're not. Anyway guys, again, maraming salamat sa panonood. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, at i-comment nyo na kung naniniwala ba kayo na ang gusto ng mga Taga-House of Representative at ng mga anti-Duterte na this is about transparency, accountability, or this is just about politics. Eliminating the strongest person, the strongest contender for 2028.